All right, we are back for part two. I had technical difficulties with the very first one that we were doing with the update on the missing West children. Now, if you heard anything before the last one went off, it was speaking in regards of a missing boy. Well, not a missing boy, a boy that was walking around missing parents. And it all happened in Cal City. Everything points to whatever happened to these babies, it happened in Cal City. I'm sorry, Bakersville. They never made it to Cal City. And it just seems a lot of shit happens in Cal City. There was even a couple, 50-year-old couple that was found deceased in their home due to alleged overdose. These two kids come up missing in Cal City, allegedly. Then another boy is found walking around Cal City without his parents. Like I said, I'm going to link it below, just like I'm going to link it with the one prior to this below. But it just seems rather odd. And no one knows anything. And now the parents of Orson and Orrin West, which are literally Classic and Sincere Pettis, they have filed a wrongful death suit against the Department of Human Services in Cal City and Bakersville, because they are presuming that these children will never be found again. Because, of course, Trezell and Jacqueline West are not providing anything. They haven't said anything else. They've had their other four children taken. And you may even be asking the question, well, what did Trezell and Jacqueline do? Well, Trezell was allegedly a little security guard or whatever. And she didn't have any job skills. They made most of their money off of actually doing foster care, because they were only in California City for 4 months. Now, if my kids come up missing, I'm not leaving that town. They packed up and moved out before the end of December, and them boys went missing on December 21st. So that made me think that, no, those children were never there, and you had to come out with your master plan now before Christmas, because it's Christmas and people are going to be looking for the kids for Christmas. There's even an interview with his mother, the West boy's biological mother, and she said that her kids, felt some type of way and didn't really like them, because we don't know what perception they're given from the outside in. Because looking on the outside in, there is no sense of urgency. There's no sense of, oh my God, none of that is going on. And it's just like they're going through the motions. Yeah, I was throwing wood and this happened. What is this? There is no fucking such thing as this. What is this? Children just don't magically disappear out of thin air, just like with Summer Wells. Now, I honestly believe that little girl is on that property, because they have 11 acres of land. I believe that little girl, whatever happened to Summer Wells, is on what happened to her happened on that property, because there's no way that someone can just drive up to these children and grab them. And Trezell and Jacqueline has been caught lying. Oh, we both searched around here, around there. There, like I said in the first video prior to this, take a listen. There was surveillance cameras that showed that no, they did not go and look for the children. He went around the block for 6 minutes and then came and sat and waited for 6 minutes for the police to come. She never left the property to look for the kids. And these kids are 3 and 4 years old. So there's no way somebody just going to walk up and grab them. They have to be scooped up away. They can't just get in a car and ride the fuck out. They can't do that. They're not Maggie Simpson riding in the car with Marge with their little toy steering wheel. No. These kids got out of that yard somewhere. How did they get out of the yard? And the dogs never even picked up a scent, and they even dug up the backyard. How does that? Because those kids was never there. Even the neighbors said that they never even knew that they had 2 small kids. Like I've said on my podcast, y'all make sure y'all listen to it. Mayday Mayhem podcast on all streaming platforms. I'll put that link in below also. However, when you look back at the whole situation, it doesn't make sense. You pull up, the kids leave, and then you move a few days after that. The whole plan was to go to Cal City and make believe that these kids were gone anyway. And we don't know what the other kids have said or known. We know absolutely nothing. So all we can do is hope and pray that these kids are found safely. But as each day goes on, these kids don't look as though they're going to be found in a safe aspect. Because even the family is suing the county, saying that you could have gave them to another family member. You could have gave them you didn't even try to give them to the biological grandparents, which begged to take them, which was like, yes, we will take the kids. It's no problem. You wouldn't even try to give these children to them. You just gave them to a stranger. And now these kids are gone, and these strangers is like 2 sheets in the wind, don't give a fuck. And now their children are gone. So that's a lot to take in. And then the dogs never picked up the scent of the children outside the house. They got them inside the house, but of course you have the scent. Like I said before, you will have a scent inside the house if an article of clothing belonged to them is inside the house. But you wouldn't have one if it was outside of the house, if they were never there. That's why I said those children never made it to Cal City. They never made it there. Whatever happened to these children happened in Bakersville. That's why Bakersville has picked it up. They're trying to figure out what happened. They've interviewed all these people, went across 4 states looking for these kids. And it's like an unsolved mystery. Like these kids just poof pow and just went missing. That's just like a case that happened here in Chicago some 20 some years ago with the missing Bradley sisters. Tianda and Diamond Bradley. Those girls have been missing for over 20 some years. There was never a corpse or a body found. There was some leads saying that some girls was them, but it came to find out that it was a hoax. You know, some people are very nasty. But of course, the family has never given up hope on Tiana and Diamond Bradley. You know, those girls could be out there somewhere living a whole new life, not even remembering what happened to them. And they have other family members that continues to look for them. They have other siblings that continue to look for them. But the kicker is, it seemed like those kids just poof pow and disappeared. And the Bradley's case was one of the cases that they told Chicago up looking for those girls. You know why I remember? Because I was when Tiana and Diamond Bradley went missing, I had to be 18, 19 years old. Because at that time, if I'm not mistaken, I was pregnant with my oldest child. It's been 20 years. So yeah, I was pregnant when they went missing, because they searched the south side. They searched the west side. They searched train cars, abandoned buildings, wreck yards. When I say they searched for those girls, they searched for those girls, and they poof, was never found again. Never seen from again. Never. But you do have instances where children do come up missing and then they are later found alive. They have no recollection, or they do have a recollection and they get away to tell their stories. Look at Amanda Berry and Michelle and them that was locked up over there in that house with what was his last name, Castro or something like that. How he was locked up and they was over there for years to where they had kids by this motherfucker and they was able to get out. And then he ended up killing his motherfucking self in jail, taking the coward way out. So it's still hope that these babies is alive. I'm putting all my hope in Jesus that these kids is alive somewhere. And with their names being changed, they wouldn't go by Orton. They wouldn't go by Classic and Sincere Pettis. Hell, they may not even go by Orson and Orton West. Their names could have been yet changed again because these children within the past 2 years have had 2 different names, from Classic and Sincere to Orson and Orton. Who knows? These children could be going by another name. Freddie and Frederick Robertson. I'm just throwing some names out there with, because they kept the C's and C's and the O and O. So maybe someone has taken these children, or Trezell and Jacqueline has given these children to someone, and they've changed these children names, changed their appearance, and they could be in Canada somewhere, living on the farm, living a good life. I'm praying to God that whomever has them is taking care of them and is not doing any bodily harm to them. But from what I'm seeing, and from a person outside looking in, whatever happened to those children, it happened in Bakersville. They never made it to Cal City. Even the neighbors said that they didn't even know that they had little kids. They said, we didn't even know that they had kids. We had no clue. Y'all want to hear it? We're not going to do through the StreamYard bullshit. We're going to go through my phone so y'all can hear for yourself. You can hear it for yourself. Let me pull it up. Because they had a whole thing that happened on I'm gonna put it out because it happened on 23 News 23, I want to say. Let me pull up. Yeah, it was 23 ABC special report of the West Boys. And this was a year later, and how they're still looking for them, and how even the residents. I'm gonna see if y'all can hear.
No amount of daylight has been enough to uncover the truth behind the West Boys' whereabouts.
It's the mystery that's so horrible about all of this.
Just not knowing. It's really, really hard not knowing.
Neighbors recall that December night, telling 23 ABC they think about Orson and Orrin every day.
Walk out of my house and there's the house, and it's boarded up.
I just talk to God every day. I know He knows where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you not letting us find out where they are?
Ida and Robin both live nearby, and both had no idea a family was residing at the California City home.
We actually have probably the best view of that house because we sit kitty corner.
Ida saying she recalls seeing a white van parked outside the house beginning sometime in September of last year, and a young man several times over the months, but no one else.
The van was usually parked there all the time.
Robin was the West's backyard neighbor and is also adamant she never saw any sign of children or animals outside.
The father, you would see him out in the backyard occasionally, but only him. I never saw any children of any kind ever. In all the years I've lived here, there's never been children back there, ever.
The two recall the night of the boys' disappearance, both taking to the street.
Now, y'all know how nosy neighbors is. They can pick a fart off a blueberry and know that that fart belonged to the ant up the street around the corner to another tree branch. I'm just telling you, she sits kitty corner, so that means she got a screenshot view of everything that's going on in the house. And she said, no kids were ever there. So if no kids were ever there, well, how the fuck, what the fuck, how was y'all staying there? That's because them kids never left Bakersville.
With other neighbors to look for the children they never knew existed.
And he said they lived in this house over here. And I said, really?
Ida saying that night no police came to their doorstep or asked to search their property, which includes a large barn. She thinks it could have been a place with potential for protection in the eyes of two young children wandering alone on a dark December night.
Nobody ever talked to us.
1 year later,
Now they would be 4 and 5.
and after countless searches, the property on Aspen Avenue sits vacant and eerily quiet. A small memorial, which began the week the boys disappeared, still serves as a somber reminder. Two children are dearly missed and still missing.
I don't know what I hope. I just hope the children are alive.
Now, see, they're steady talking about these kids and they want them to be alive, but it doesn't look right. It's not looking well.
Other law enforcement partners, as of December 14th, BPD says they have done about 116 interviews with people connected to the case and have seized about 170 items, but that number was as of June 2021. Since the reported disappearance, BPD says they've also executed about 48 search warrants, got more than 200 tips, conducted 4 out-of-state searches, and have done 27 area searches as well. And even though Sergeant Robert Pear doesn't frequently share updates about the case, he says BPD is still working to find the boys.
The investigation.
So now you have heard from neighbors saying that they didn't even know kids stayed there. Like, my neighbors know my kids is here. I guarantee they know me and my kids is here. They will know if something is wrong if they didn't see me or one of my kids come out or in the house within a couple of days. They would literally know something is wrong. Like, she didn't even move her car. Like, someone is always in that house, and they can tell you how many men, women, dogs, cats, frogs, hamsters, chickens, birds, or whatever come in and around my house, because we all kind of look out for each other. And they would know something suspicious. Like she said, the van was always parked there, but we always saw a man. We never saw anybody else. That would be the same thing if they like, well, no, we see a purple car in front of her house, but we ain't never seen that car. And we only see one person coming in and out with that car, but you hearing rumors that it's 40 people. No, we only saw one. We didn't even know 40 people was going in and out that house. So it's distorted from what they're saying and what everyone else is saying that live in that area. Like, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened. We didn't even know kids stayed there. And these is nosy white people. White people is nosier than black people. And I know there's some people that's nosier than white people, but in this instance, they was like, we didn't even know no kids stayed there. We only saw a man. We never even saw the wife. Like, we never even knew it was fucking kids there. They never made a sound. And everybody know kids is loud. My neighbors know my kids is loud. I know they kids is loud. Everybody know everybody kids is loud. Hell, we all know. We know shit without even having to say something. Was it a good night? Very good night. Slept very well. We can see. I'm just saying, it's just that simple when it comes to these neighbors. So I am actually still praying that these boys come home. It's never sounded right. This case has never smelled right. It never even looked right. So I'm going to link description below, the other links that you can check out the videos. And I have it flashing across my screen. If you know something, say something. Where are these babies? Please keep them in your prayers and in your hearts. There are a slew of numbers below going across that if you have any information, you can call California City Police Department at 760-373-8606. or Bakersville Police Department at 661-327-7111, or the Secret Witness, which is anonymous, at 661-322-7111, or 1-800-THE-LOST. If you know some, just let somebody know. Don't be fucking with people's hearts and emotions. You know, these is babies out here. These ain't no grown ass men or women that just walked off because they didn't want to be bothered. No, these are 3 and 4 year old babies, which would be 4 and 5 now. And nobody should have to deal with this. Not no missing babies. So if no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out my podcast, Mayday Mayhem Podcast, which is available on all streaming platforms, where I really do go deeper into certain conversations and more candid than we can be here. You know what I'm saying? So please check it out. If no one, like I said, no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do. Make sure you do better today than you did yesterday, and strive for a better tomorrow today. Okay, we can all be that difference that we want to see and have in the world, and we can all play a very bigger role with helping each other out instead of hindering each other and putting each other down. I'm with helping out, not putting down. So everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, enjoy your loved ones. Please still be on the lookout for these missing West boys and any other missing children that may be in your area. You know, if you're walking in Walmart and they have the missing things on the little signs, little missing kids, I always look at them. Take a look at those kids. You know, they literally might need help and might not be able to give help. They're even giving an international hand sign for help, so your attacker won't know that you need help. You know, take a look at these things and be self-aware and stay safe, y'all. Again, love y'all. Be safe, be happy. If y'all see these babies, please, Lord, call the proper authorities. Or if you know something, something, like somebody knows something, call the authorities and give these people some solitude. It's a whole year. This is 2 Christmases that these babies missed, because they came up missing before Christmas last year. And now Christmas has come around this year again, and them babies ain't been here. They've been missing a whole year, but have missed 2 Christmases. That shit can't keep happening, yo. So let's bring these babies home. Everyone, I'll see y'all next time for another Mayday Mayhem Mystery. Or check out my other content. Again, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.